Okay. Yeah. Now, some audience questions. Who has some low-cost marketing questions for our panel?
No, it wasn't that. I had a question about the other slide. There seems to be a lot of research around that says that people who dress well, appear well, and all the rest of it tend to be more successful than those that don't. So what is the panel's opinion on that notion, or on that research that seems to be coming up?
So the panel's opinion on dressing well and looking good. Brenda?
Those first few seconds when you meet somebody, it really does matter. I mean, it's fine if you've got, if it's going to be a long-term relationship, so you're going to keep seeing them anyway, they might be able to overcome the first shabby-looking impression. But if you've only got a few minutes for somebody to decide whether they think they would like the idea of having a long-term business relationship with you, and you look like you wouldn't want to be in business with them, then I think it really does matter. I mean, it's what's on the inside that counts, and it's whether you're a good business person that counts, but people have got to find that out first.
Jeff, what's your take on it?
I think presentation's everything. You know, we do it with all our vehicles. Everything that we do is presentation, and that's just not, you know, your personal self, it's in everything you do.
Yep.
So it's all presentation.
Kimberly, your take on it?
I think there's two things. If you're good looking and you're in sales, you'll do better. And I know this because I know a lot of good looking girls in sales and they totally kicked my butt on that. But I also think it's actually about thinking about who you're going to meet. I had to go and buy a suit to go and do the job I'm doing now, going out and seeing corporates to ask for money. But if I come to something like this, I kind of have my mid-level stuff. If I go to something that the Graphic Design Association's running, I'll wear jeans. I mean, it's a little bit about presenting to suit your audience. And it might sound calculating, but it's the same way you dress differently for dinner with your mum than you do for dinner with your mates. So to a certain extent, there's that. And also it sort of depends. There is also research that says that the better looking you are, the less hard you have to try. So if you look in the mirror, and, you know, with me, I'm obviously not a size 8, there's actually research that says it's more important that somebody who is a size 12 dresses better and presents better, because people have all these weird little things that go on the back of their head that they don't even realise. So to a certain extent, I think it's really important. That doesn't mean wear the full face makeup and always wear the black suit. I mean, I have a rule that I generally never wear black because I think you blend in. And you go to most networking events, and I feel sorry for guys because you don't get as much choice. You've done well tonight. But you want people to remember you. So I often wear bright colours, and, you know, tonight I had to go to my normal job today, but this is my little bit of bright colours. You want people to remember you. So it's a little bit about, with presentation, it's not just wearing a suit and tie, it's how do you want to look, how do you want people to perceive you, and do you want to be remembered?
Actually, when I was running the speed dating business, I had a meeting with another company that was also running kind of social groups for singles. And I was waiting for this guy in the street, just waiting to have a meeting with him. And I noticed this chap walking down the street. He had shorts, and I mean short shorts. You could almost see what he had for lunch, short. And also wearing a jumper with holes in it, with a pink shirt showing through. And I'm sitting there, please don't, God, no. It was him. And at the time I was new in business. I thought, right, I'm going to go out and dress to impress. I was in the full suit and tie and sitting with this guy that actually looked like a homeless man, thinking, oh God. So dress, look after what you wear. Okay, Brenda, we've got some hypothetical questions here. I've been networking for 3 months and I'm yet to generate clients. What could I be doing wrong?
Well, you might not be doing anything wrong, because it is about building long-term relationships. So that straight off. If you've made some good connections and you're looking at maintaining and fostering those connections, lots of drinks of red wine, then it may just be a matter of time. But my take on that is that have you gone out networking looking for clients, or did you go out networking looking for strategic alliances? Because if you went looking for strategic alliances, then it's all likely to move much faster anyway, because you're actually going to be developing marketing strategies out of your networking, not just hoping that one day somebody's going to know somebody who needs what you sell.
Yep.
So 2 takes on that, really.
Fantastic. Jeff, I run a service-based business. Where should I focus my marketing efforts?
What it says, service. And that's exactly what you have to give people is service. Our follow-up service, we probably pride the business on that service, and you can't reiterate more than that. It's service, and
generating word of mouth out of the service you provide. Yep. Do you want to answer this question, or you okay to answer it? Sure? Okay, here we go. So what kind of results can I expect from doing some of the earlier strategies mentioned before, i.e. cross-promotions?
It's probably the same answer that also goes with the first two. It will depend a lot on your business, and it will depend on how well you've thought it out, how good the people you're partnering with. I would say with all of these, say for example the networking and the service-based, have you put some good hard thought into yourself? Is your business a good model? Are you in the right business? Are you presenting yourself well? Because a lot of the time I think, people want to blame it on, I'm going to crappy events. Very rarely is it that. I know I have one person in mind that I know she can walk into any room anywhere and walk out with a client. But she's just very good at selling herself, very good at meeting people, and she has a good story to tell. So to a certain extent with the cross promotions, you can expect good results if your business is right, if you're partnered with the right people. But I would say you're probably going to get more through a, ongoing comprehensive strategy. The referral thing I can't kind of emphasise enough. When I was at Primus, I ended up by the end of the second year, I had an $8 million marketing budget. But the number one source of new customers was friends or family. I'm at FlexiCar. We actually we went, we need to chop a couple of grand off the budget, it's going to be X, Y, Z. And I went, well, actually, I think that might even be too much money, because when you look at where our customers are coming from, it's referral, saw the car, and something else are the top three. And those are things that we don't have to spend any extra money on. So what that then means as a business, they focus on, well, how do we look better after our customers? And also the other thing I would say is, remember to ask your existing customers and other people for referrals. Systematically and regularly. And that is something most of us are very bad at doing. We don't think about it, or I don't know, it's just craziness. But with the networking group, we have 6,500 people on the database in 3 states. And the only way we built that up was essentially one sentence in every invitation, every email invitation. Do you have your pen out? Write this sentence down. Please forward this invitation onto clients, friends or colleagues who would be interested. Actually, I changed it to maybe interested in case they thought, would they or wouldn't they? And I put clients, colleagues or friends on purpose, because most of us don't think, it's not our job every day to go out and think, I'm going to do good business for everyone. I mean, I sort of made that point at the beginning. But if you prompt us, we often will. So make sure you're asking. I kind of went a little bit around all of that, but I felt it needed to be said.
Thank you. Fantastic. Have you got heaps of ideas? Yep. Who's going to implement them? Hands up. That is the number one success, actually implementing them. We'll take one last question for our panel, then we're going to wrap it up. Steve.
Quick question. There's some people in the room who might have a product business. They might have too much stock. Can you give us some ideas for moving stock quickly and cheaply without spending much money?
What kind of stuff? I need something a little bit more. Chocolate. Okay. So when I was at Wishlist, we used to have a whole bunch of stuff, and we would end up with weird odd sods and bits. So I invented merchandising. I packaged stuff up together. And suddenly made it sound more exciting and sold it that way. Depending on how much stuff you've got, there's also, can you give it to someone who can use it as a promotion and you get something in return? So you treat that stock as a marketing cost. Now, obviously, that depends. If it's a $1,000 item versus a $15 item, that's not, $15 one that works for $1,000, it doesn't. Who else can you go to and offer a huge commission on? Because realistically, if it's not going anywhere, you're already not making any money on it. So who else can shift it for you? Can you bulk sell it? Where do you think reject shop and that sort of stuff? I know this bloke, I don't even know his last name, I just know him as Goldie. And Goldie's whole business is buying large job lot stuff and selling it off to people like the reject shop. eBay. I have a few ideas on this one. eBay. You'd be surprised online how many people spend all their time shopping around for stuff on there, and particularly if you can make it sound a little bit sexy and, you know, learn how to sell stuff, that's pretty good as well. And maybe affiliate marketing. You know, there's something, Clicks Galore and those sort of online programs, they cost like $75 to start up with. You're not really having to put that much effort in, but it might bring you in some leads to shift the product. Does that give some ideas?
Fantastic. Well, I think I've put my panel through enough tonight, don't you reckon? I think they've coped pretty well. A big round of applause for our panel. Thank you very much, guys. Now, as we were talking about lots of drinks and dinners, here's vouchers for downstairs. Here you go, Jeff. Don't run away. You'll be using that. So thank you once again. And can people come up and ask you questions afterwards?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Big round of applause again. Thank you.